Most people who have chronic fatigue also have slow digestion. Some people might be able to get away with eating their last meal at 7 or 8 p.m. But if you've got slow digestion, you may need to consume your last meal by 4 or 5 p.m. At a minimum, I would tell you that you need to be done consuming all food and drink other than water and potentially some herbal tea. A chamomile tea can help with the evening relaxation process. You need to be done consuming anything that's activating your digestive system no later than 7 p.m. And if you're are you tired of being tired? Chronic fatigue is a big problem for millions and millions of people. Most of those people, no matter what they try, it doesn't seem to improve the situation. Even if they sleep fairly well, they still wake up feeling like they are not ready to get out of bed, want to just pull the covers over your head. There's a lot of reasons why this might be happening, but I just want you to know that you're not alone. Of course you're tired. Even though you think you may be sleeping fairly well, if you're having trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, including getting up once or twice in the middle of the night to use the restroom, or you're waking too early in the morning, or even if you're finding that you're not ready to wake at a normal hour, all of those are signs that your body's not shutting down properly for rest and repair. And that can happen for just a wide variety of reasons. So the first thing we've got to do is try to eliminate the extra work that your body's having to do. It's incredibly energy consuming to go to sleep, actually. Those people who sleep without a problem don't ever give it a second thought. But if you've had problems sleeping or you struggle with chronic fatigue, you don't take it for granted. And so melatonin production's got to increase, and this should happen naturally. You shouldn't need to supplement with melatonin. And cortisol should decrease naturally. And as those two things happen simultaneously, I call it like the veil falls, and you just naturally drift off to sleep. Again, if everything's working properly and your body's not on overload, you should sleep soundly for 7-ish hours. Some people need 8 or 9, but what I find is that if you're sleeping soundly, 7 hours feels good. For some, they can even get away with 6 hours. But let's just use 7. So if you go to bed and get to sleep by, let's just say 11, go to bed around 10, I suggest reading something, preferably not on a device with blue light, for a bit. You should fall asleep naturally. If you fall asleep naturally by 11-ish, then by 6 a.m., you should feel like you're pretty much done sleeping. You may have gotten up once in the night. As we age, our bladder tends to not want to hold things quite as well as when we were younger. So you may have gotten up for a few minutes and used the restroom and hopefully went straight back to sleep. You should barely waken for that and easily fall back asleep. So then what happens as morning comes, melatonin goes down and cortisol goes up, and we feel energized and ready to take on the day. So if that's not happening, then you've either introduced too many things for your body to try to manage during that period of time, or some other deeper problem is happening. We can start by eliminating the things we have control over. One of those would be what we consume at night. That basically activates our digestive system. Most people who have chronic fatigue also have slow digestion. Some people might be able to get away with eating their last meal at 7 or 8 p.m. But if you've got slow digestion, you may need to consume your last meal by 4 or 5 p.m. At a minimum, I would tell you that you need to be done consuming all food and drink other than water and potentially some herbal tea. A chamomile tea can help with the evening relaxation process. You need to be done consuming anything that's activating your digestive system no later than 7 p.m. And if you're finding that it's still not working, I suggest that you keep increasing the rest and repair period for your digestive system, and primarily in the evening. A lot of people practice intermittent fasting, but if you're practicing intermittent fasting focusing on skipping breakfast, but you're still eating well into the evening, then I encourage you to flip that around, because for those of us with chronic fatigue, having really good rest and repair and sleep is critical to ultimately improving the situation. Again, if you have chronic fatigue and that's something you're struggling with, I encourage you to just consider giving your body a rest. When we are experiencing chronic fatigue, most of the time our body's immune system is on overdrive. Things we're consuming, toxins in our environment are overloading the system, and basically our system's on overdrive during the time that it's supposed to be kind of shutting down and producing stem cells and regenerating itself. The more you can support that process by not introducing additional toxins, the better chance you're going to have of experiencing some success reversing the chronic fatigue and also autoimmune disorders. The human body is designed as a self-healing, rechargeable battery, and it's just our job to try to not get in the way of that any more than our normal life and activities of daily living force us to do. So if you appreciate this conversation, it resonates with you, you'd like to hear more about how to reverse chronic fatigue, restore the vibrancy of your immune system, more importantly, identify the root cause, figure out what's actually irritating, aggravating your immune system, you're at the right place. I just encourage you to hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you're notified whenever the next video comes out. I'm Dr. Gala, and I share practical advice for you so that you can make your well-being a high priority. And I look forward to seeing you in the community.